It is I, Rocky, slash Fergie. I just want to touch on something really quick. We're going to talk about, and this is definitely not what was going to come out, but I just said, that's not the video for this. Anyway, we're going to talk about beauty shop etiquette, or the relationship between you and your stylist if she's not in a beauty shop. It doesn't matter if she does your hair in the kitchen, if she does your hair in the living room, if she does your hair at the shop, if she does your hair at your... There are a couple of things, and I'm getting my list here because I need a reference. There are 10 freaking things that you want to abide by in order to make sure that you have a good visit, number one. Number two, the opportunity to come back. Number three, establish a relationship with your stylist. These are the 10 things that you would want to do in order to maintain that, okay? So, the shit gets real. So I'm going to start from 10. Number 10, ask prices. Okay, now I typically say if you have to ask how much it costs, you probably can't afford it, but that's not always true. And so, but that's just my philosophy. More than likely, if I'm saying, how much is this? It's because I'm low on funds, or I probably shouldn't be getting this shit anyway, and I want to see if it's cheap enough for me to be like, I'm going to get it. But anyway, I hate when this shit happens, though. Somebody fucking... contacts you through referral or word of mouth or whatever, and they're like, hey, how much do you charge for yada yada yada? And then you tell them the price, and then they get silent. Look, motherfucker, my services are not free, okay? It doesn't matter that I'm not licensed. I do half off of what a normal stylist would charge you. So number one, you're getting a 50% discount, off the top. Number two, if you don't like the price, you always have the option to do it yourself or go to your nearest fucking projects and get a bitch that got 5 kids that'll do your shit for $15, because I'm not gonna do it. I just won't do it. Number 9, schedule ahead of time. Okay, here's the thing. You always want to schedule an appointment 2 to 24 hours before you actually get your hair done. And that's because I'm not just sitting around doing nothing, waiting on somebody to be like, can you do my hair? Like, I do have a life. I mean, it's not that interesting, but I do have one. And so for you to automatically assume that I ain't doing shit is just rude. And you definitely don't want to do that. So, schedule ahead of time, motherfucker. Don't just disrespect my time and be like, hey, can you do my hair? And I'm like, when? And you like, right now, bitch? No, ma'am, I can't. Number 8, show up, okay? You need to show your ass up. Don't fucking schedule an appointment at 7 o'clock and then you don't show, because now that makes me feel like you don't give a fuck about my time. You said you was coming. You got me sitting around. I may have canceled my plans. I may have had something to do at 9, and now your ass isn't here, and I'm pissed. That's not going to be good for you, and it's definitely not good for me. If you're going to show up, number 7, be on time. Okay? Because if you say you're coming at 5 and then it's 7 o'clock and you just now taking down your hair, that shit pisses me off. It really just does. I need you to be fucking available, knocking at my door or sitting your ass in my chair when you said you were coming and you were going to be here. Because if you can't do that, then I can't do your hair. I mean, once or twice is okay, but bitch, every time you come, you say you coming and you 2 hours late, that shit just not gonna fly, okay? Number 6, know what you want when you get here. If you don't know what you want and you tell me to do, whatever I feel, or be creative, let me be fucking creative. If you don't know, I don't have time for you to be looking through books, magazines, page after page. Bitch, pick something and pick it fast, or at least have a common idea or some type of form you want your hair to take so that I can do my fucking job. Number 5, Be still, okay? Because my pet peeve is when a bitch is sitting in my chair and I'm trying to do her hair and she's not now. I'm gonna need you to take a nap before you get here. Matter of fact, when you get your ass off work, why don't you start shampooing your shit, taking your shit down so that when I'm ready, you can come on and we won't have to be doing hair at 2 o'clock in the motherfucking morning. You get what I'm saying? Alright, okay. Alright, we should be on the same page. Another thing, get your badass kids in check, okay? If every 5 minutes you got to be, no, stop, don't, come here, Bernard, hey, sit down, hey, what you doing? I need you to come, goddamn these kids. Look, bitch, leave your kids at home. Leave your kids at home, and if I came to your house to do your hair, put the kids to bed. Have some type of babysitter, because number one, I can't stand kids, and number two, I can't do my job if you got to get up and run after your fucking kids every fucking time, you know, I get to put my hands in your head. Also, don't be texting because your head is down like this. I'm going to need you to be still. I'm going to need you to have good head etiquette, okay? If I tell you to hold your head up, hold your head up. If I tell you to hold your head down, hold your head down. Once I tell you to hold your head down, then pick up the phone and text that nigga. Because before then, I'm going to need your head straight forward. I don't need no motherfucking excuses why your haircut is lopsided and it ain't got shit to do with me. It's the way you hold your head. Put your feet flat on the ground, sit erect, hold your head straight, look straight ahead unless I tell you otherwise, okay? Capiche? Alright, number 4, don't fucking complain. If you don't like to sit under the motherfucking dryer, then you may not want to get a quick weave. If you do decide to get a quick weave, you may want to slick your hair earlier that day and let that shit air dry before you get to me. Because if it's wet, bitch, you get under the dryer. Because the last thing that I need is for you to walk up out of here and tell me all your tracks slipped. Because your motherfucking hair was wet and the moisture got to the glue. They ain't got shit to do with me. You better work with it. Because, I mean, your ass don't want to sit under the dryer. Another thing you shouldn't complain about, my motherfucking prices. Again, I'm going to reiterate on this. If the price does not match your budget, bitch, go to the next stylist. If you had to complain about paying me money for services that I'm rendering, then you may want to think about doing your own motherfucking hair. Okay, let's go to the next thing. 3. Let me do my motherfucking job, okay? If you ask me a question, girl, my hair just won't roll and it's so dry, and I'm telling you, you may want to moisturize, okay? Get some type of natural oil, maybe coconut, jojoba, olive oil for moisture. You want to shampoo your hair, make sure your scalp is clean. Make sure that you create a healthy environment for your hair to grow, because believe it or not, unlike what all other black people have told you, dirty scalp does not grow hair, okay? Alright, so if I'm telling you this and you gotta come back for everything that I say, well, I heard, look, if you ask my advice, take my advice. If you don't agree with my advice, then just don't agree. But if you're going to ask me for something, let me do my motherfucking job. Let me answer the motherfucking question. Another thing, while I'm doing your hair, bitch, I don't need you turning around trying to look in the mirror every 5 seconds to see what I'm doing. Let me do my motherfucking job. Have confidence in me before you sit down in my chair, because if you don't have the confidence, then you may want to get another stylist that you do have confidence in. Or if you feel like you can do everything better than I can, or if you know exactly how you want it to look, then why don't you do it your goddamn self? Alright? Alright, let's move to number 2. If you don't like your hair, I'm going to need you to voice that before your ass is removed from my seat and before your feet take you down the stairs to your destination in your car, okay? Because once you leave the door, there are no redos for free unless I see fit. Now, if I did something and I know I jacked something up and I feel bad about it and I say, hey, the next time I do your hair, it's going to be free of charge because I really didn't like the way that came out, or I didn't like the way it laid and I didn't have time to fix it, okay, cool beans. But if you don't say anything and I did my job and I thought I was satisfied with the hairstyle and you leave, you're paying again if you wanted to get it. You want to get it redone, and that's just that. And number 1, this is the most important, guys. I need you to listen up. Are you listening? Good. When I render my services, I need your payment. I would hate to have motherfuckers start prepaying me up front, because I feel like this. If I'm going to do your hair today, why should I wait for you to pay me next Friday? If that's the case, you should probably just get your hair done next Friday. Unless you know my birthday and you have known me for more than a year and we have had several conversations about some intimate details of my life. Unless you know my daughter personally, or you know where I live, what kind of car I drive, what my circumstance was, and what I ate for lunch today, don't fucking ask me to get on a fucking payment plan. If you do not know me personally, do not ask me, can I kindly pay you next Friday for a hairdo today? Because that's just not how it works. That is just not how it works. I'm not wimpy, and I'm not going to give you a hamburger so you can pay me on Tuesday. You can't drive up to McDonald's and tell them motherfuckers that you want a number 1 with cheese and a large Coke, supersize the fries, and roll up to the window and get your food and be like, hey, can I drive back through this motherfucker and pay you on Thursday? No, ma'am. Also, to reiterate number 1, bitch, if you make a payment arrangement with me, if you just happen to be so special, or I need the money that bad, because let's be honest, the only way that I will do a payment arrangement with somebody who I really kind of don't know if it's okay to do is if I actually need the motherfucking money and I'm like, shit, I need the money so bad that I'll take the risk of not getting it, because just in case I get it, I need to do something with it. I'm not about to have you tell me on the day that I'm supposed to get my bread that you don't have it. So if you do happen to get a payment arrangement, again, if you do happen to get a payment arrangement, give me my motherfucking money on the day that you told me you was going to give it to me. Okay? Because if you don't, what happens is I come to your house, I knock on your door, and I don't leave until I get my shit. And this has happened before. You better ask somebody. If you don't know about me, ask about me. Because I don't play with my motherfucking bread. Okay? Capiche? Capiche. So these are the top 10 things that you want to make sure that you understand before you see your stylist. I don't know about how your stylist feel, but if you are a client of mine, watch this video, rate, comment, and subscribe if necessary. But keep in mind everything that has embodied this video today. Thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed, subscribe. You can find me on Facebook by searching Ashley Ferguson 1984 at yahoo.com or Rocky Nikki Fergie. You can follow me on Twitter at its_me_Fergie. Okay? I do have a Tumblr, but that shit is just not even worth going to. Not even worth following. Okay? So, once I get it up and running, I'll give you the rundown on that. But thank you so much for tuning in. I will speak to you guys in the next video. Deuces.